Right now, somewhere in your kitchen, there's a food your cat will never be able to enjoy. Not because it dislikes it, not because it's full, because a piece of its DNA is broken and has been for its entire life. You hand your cat a bite of cake. It sniffs it, it looks at you, then it walks away. That's not pickiness. That's not attitude. Something much stranger is happening inside your cat's mouth, and it has nothing to do with taste buds working differently. It has to do with a piece of genetic code that simply isn't there. Your cat cannot taste sugar. Not a little, not faintly, not at all. To your cat, a spoonful of honey and a spoonful of sand register the same on the sweetness scale. Nothing. So how does that even work? Every mammal builds its sense of sweet taste from two genes working together. Scientists call them TAS1R2 and TAS1R3. Think of them as two halves of a lock. When both halves come together on your tongue, they form a receptor shaped perfectly to catch sugar molecules floating in your saliva. That receptor sends a signal straight to your brain. Sweet. Eat more of this. Cats have half the lock. The TAS1R3 gene is there, working fine. But TAS1R2, the other half, is broken. Scientists at the Monell Chemical Senses Center in Philadelphia found this out in 2005. A researcher named Xia Li, working with Joseph Brand, sequenced the feline version of this gene and found a pseudogene, instructions still physically present in the DNA, but damaged beyond repair. A 247 base pair chunk is simply missing. The protein never gets built. The lock never closes. The team didn't stop at reading the DNA. They ran behavioral tests too, offering cats a choice between plain water and water sweetened with sugar. Time after time, the cats showed no preference at all. A dog given the exact same test will almost always go for the sweetened water first. That single comparison told researchers something the genetic sequence alone couldn't. The broken gene wasn't just sitting there unused, it was producing a real, measurable gap in behavior. But here's the part almost nobody expects. This isn't just a house cat quirk, it's not even just a cat quirk. Tigers have it, cheetahs have it. Every member of the cat family tested carries the exact same broken piece of code. So what does a cat actually taste? Quite a lot, just not sugar. Cats detect bitterness sharply, which helps them avoid toxic plants and spoiled meat. They detect sourness. They detect salt, though more faintly than you do. And they have something you don't, a heightened sensitivity to specific amino acids found in meat tied to freshness and protein content. Your tongue carries roughly 9,000 taste buds. A cat's tongue carries closer to 470. That's a massive gap, and yet cats rarely seem confused about what's good to eat. Why? Because a cat compensates for that shortfall somewhere else entirely, its nose. Cats rely on smell far more heavily than taste when deciding whether to eat something. By the time food reaches the tongue, the decision has often already been made. Here's where it gets interesting. Cats are obligate carnivores. Every calorie they need comes from animal tissue. There's no fruit stand for a cat, no honeycomb worth raiding, just a mouse, a bird, a lizard. A taste system built to crave sugar would be biologically pointless for an animal like this. Your body works differently. Your diet includes fruit, grains, and sugar. So a working sweet receptor gives you a clear, fast signal that a food is dense in quick energy, useful for an omnivore whose meals span so many different food types. Here's something that surprises most people. Kittens nurse from their mother, and mother's milk contains lactose, a sugar. So can a newborn kitten taste sweetness? Not exactly. A kitten seeks out milk because of smell, warmth, and instinctive rooting, not because it registers the lactose as sweet. Once weaned, most cats lose much of their ability to digest lactose efficiently at all, which is why a saucer of cow's milk tends to upset an adult cat's stomach rather than delight it. Dogs sit somewhere in between. They still have both halves of the sweet receptor, working, intact. That's part of why your dog will happily eat a piece of your ice cream cone while your cat sniffs it and turns away. Now, here's the twist most people never think about. If your cat can't taste sweetness, why does it seem to love certain treats so much? Why does it go wild for a bowl of cream or a specific brand of wet food? The answer is fat and protein. Cats are drawn to the mouthfeel of fat, the concentration of amino acids in animal protein, and specific savory compounds. Research on feline food preference has found cats are innately drawn to a strong umami flavor, the kind linked to a high concentration of amino acids like alanine and histidine, the exact building blocks found in muscle tissue. A piece of fatty tuna and a piece of lean, dry kibble can carry wildly different appeal to a cat, even when both deliver similar nutrition on paper. Sweetness was never part of the equation. It didn't need to be. Here's a detail that makes this even stranger. Cats aren't alone. Other strict carnivores carry this same broken gene. Spotted hyenas have it, sea lions have it, bottlenose dolphins, which eat almost nothing but fish, have it too. Researchers sequenced this gene across a dozen carnivore species and found the mutation in 7 of them, each in a slightly different spot in the DNA. That detail matters. It means these animals didn't inherit the broken gene from one shared source. The same sense went dark independently, over and over in completely unrelated animals. The common thread isn't lineage, it's diet. Wherever an animal's meals are made up almost entirely of meat, this particular sense simply drops out of the equation. So the next time your cat ignores a piece of cake sitting right in front of it, you're not watching pickiness. You're watching a body precisely tuned to what it needs and nothing else. And that raises a quiet question about your own plate. Every time a dessert pulls at you harder than it probably should, that's your fully intact receptor doing exactly what it's built to do, flagging fast, dense energy as worth seeking out. Your cat's body was never wired to feel that pull at all. So next time you hand your cat a piece of cake and it walks away, remember, it's not turning down dessert. It's listening to a body that was simply never built to want it.